Welcome, class. Do you guys know the theme of the book? The theme is the NFL on CBS streams live on Paramount Plus.
That's not the theme of the book.
Josh?
Hi, class.
That's Josh Allen.
What Tony meant to say was the NFL on CBS streams live on Paramount Plus.
That's exactly what he just said.
What does this have to do with English lit?
Because the NFL on CBS streaming live on Paramount Plus is lit.
Feels good to make a difference, Tony.
It's about pride. It's about legacy.
I want to make history in boxing. That's why I'm here.
When you want to win something this big, you got to risk it all.
But I'm ready, and I prepare myself for a different kind of fight.
My whole career has been about chasing Canelo.
Undisputed versus Undisputed.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are here in the mountains of California as we are getting set for the workout of the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, the Pride and Joy Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who will defend his super middleweight championships against Jermell Charlo, the undisputed super welterweight champion of the world. It is undisputed versus undisputed on Saturday, September 30th. It all comes your way on Showtime pay-per-view. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, presented by Premier Boxing Champions, promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions. We have a dynamic night of boxing, but we have the super popular, literally, he is beloved by fight fans around the world. Canelo Alvarez is in the building as he's getting set to work out for all the media members that are watching around the world and all the fans as well. We spoke with Canelo earlier. He is focused and he looks in incredible physical shape, always does, but we know that he's inching closer to that big matchup coming up on September 30th against Jermell Charlo. And I believe we have Canelo here in the building. We're going to talk to him in a few short moments as we look forward to his upcoming collision against Jermell Charlo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tickets are going quickly. You can get them live at AXS.com. You do not want to be left out. You're going to be in Las Vegas, or you could tune in on Showtime pay-per-view at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. And now we are going to talk with the super middleweight champion of the world in a few brief moments and really get his thoughts on his matchup against Jermell Charlo and also how camp has been going. Canelo obviously training here at altitude. Also want to let you know, you saw All Access Episode 1 last Friday. What a tremendous episode that was. All Access Episode 2 comes your way this Friday night on Showtime. And don't forget, we have Showbox coming up on Friday night as well from San Antonio, Texas. But the one thing about Canelo Alvarez is that he always fights the best. He owns wins over the likes of Gennady Golovkin, also Erislandy Lara, Shane Mosley, Caleb Plant. This man has consistently, throughout the course of his career, tested himself against the world's best. And now, on Saturday, September 30th, it is undisputed versus undisputed, a matchup you do not want to miss. We were in camp with Jermell Charlo on Monday, and Charlo looks in outstanding physical shape. It's the best that I've ever seen him look as he gets ready for the biggest matchup of his career as he tries to upend Canelo Alvarez, but it will be no easy task. And I believe I'm going to come over here to talk with Canelo as he's wrapping his hands with his esteemed trainer, the great Eddie Reynoso, a man who has been the trainer of the year on a couple of occasions. So as you're getting ready for this fight, training here at altitude in the mountains, why did you decide to change up the location of your training camp?
Because my last fight, I trained the last month in Guadalajara, and I feel good. My body feels good in the altitude. That's why Eddie chose have the idea to come and train here in the altitude.
Now, in your opinion, you could have obviously picked anybody in the world to fight because everybody wants to fight you. Why Jermell Charlo?
I think it's the perfect fight right now. He's in the spirit in his weight class, and I'm in the spirit, and he's calling me out for a long time. So, and I hear he's talking a lot of a lot of things yet, and I never forget. No, he said Canelo going down, and Canelo can do this, can do that. He never believed in my skills, but I guess what? He's gonna find out soon. So I'm very excited for this fight because he and his brother never believe in my skills, and that's one of the things motivate me for this fight, and I'm very excited because he's almost here.
This is a fight that, you mentioned about how this has gone back quite a while. There was talks about you guys fighting in 2014, 9 years ago. So you remember all that stuff in terms of what was being said and the dialogue that was transpiring.
Yeah, I never say anything, but I never forget. I always see everything, and I never forget. And I know he and his brother always talk about me. They never believe in my skills and never believe in what I can do in the ring. But I like that because this kind of fights motivate myself. So that's why I'm very excited for this fight.
You mentioned the fact that you believe and you are very happy to be back with Premier Boxing Champions here on Showtime. You stated that Premier Boxing Champions right now is the best boxing platform in the world here on Showtime as well. How glad are you to be back with Premier Boxing Champions?
No, I'm glad to be back with PBC and work with them, with Al Hyman and everybody involved, because the best need to be with the best. So that's why I believe we are the best right now.
Is that why you have this sense of, I feel like you're re-energized, in terms of fighting some of the world's best? Jermell Charlo, undisputed at 154, big, strong kid. Do you feel an extra sense of motivation being back here with PBC and fighting the guys that you're going to fight?
Yeah, I'm motivated. I'm very excited because, I'm fighting the best always, not just this time, but I always make the best fights out there. And like I say, I'm motivated to be back with PBC, and I'm motivated to be involved in this fight because this fight is talking about for a long time, and I'm excited to show them my skills, my real skills, and because they never believe in my skills, and now they're gonna feel my skills.
Now, you have been known as the world's best pound-for-pound fighter, and you've held that distinction, several times during the course of your career. Now people are talking about, Terrence Crawford being number one. How much do you want to go out and have a defining performance to say, listen, I'm still the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world?
Look, I always believe I'm not number one, always, my whole career, because you need to believe in yourself, and I believe I'm the number one. But like I said before, I think it's disrespect for other fighters put just one number one, because it's a couple guys there who deserve to be in the top two.
Well, now as we look at, you're 33 years of age. You've been fighting since you were 16, 17 years in the sport. Have you thought about how much time you have left, or are you taking it by a fight-by-fight basis? I know that this is a part of fight number one of a 3-fight deal with Premier Boxing Champions. Has that entered your mind? I know you got a great golf game, and it looks like you might be headed down that route at some point in your life.
I still feel young, fresh, and I think I never think about the end of my career. I just train and fight every year, and we'll see in the future. But I still young. I feel great. I feel strong, and I feel in my best.
Now, in terms of as you look forward to September 30th, I know that you love the fans, especially the Mexican fight fans. How much do they motivate you? Do they energize you? Do they fuel you to continue to go out and perform at this high level? Oh,
no. I feel proud about Mexico. I feel proud about my fans. I feel proud about represent Mexico, because I feel proud about my country, and I feel proud to represent my fans all around the world too. But I just feel amazing when I walk into the arena and see every Mexican with a lot of flags, Mexican flags, and Mexican music. I just feel great, represent my country.
And also, Canelo, as we get ready to let you go and continue training, being here in isolation in the mountains, does that sort of, give you that extra, focus? Do you like being away from everything?
Yeah, I like being here in 100% focus. I like being in the mountain, just with my team, focus on the fight, and that's made me feel better and made me feel ready for the fight.
Well, Canelo, we'll talk to you after your workout. Thank you so much. Canelo Alvarez, the super middleweight champion of the world, getting ready to work out. It is the Canelo Alvarez workout as he gets set to take on Jermell Charlo Saturday, September 30th. Showtime pay-per-view, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, presented by Premier Boxing Champions. The Canelo Alvarez workout continues here as we get set for Canelo and Charlo, September 30th.
Círculo a la derecha. Cambio de lado. Bien, arriba y abajo. Hacia atrás, giros. Hacia frente.
¿Podemos agarrar una entrevista nomás? Las preguntas, por favor. Gracias.
On camera in front of the banner over here.
Sure. Can you just do it on camera? Which one should you?
¿Se encanta aquí en las ventanas? Sí. All right, we are joined alongside by the esteemed trainer of Canelo Alvarez, a man who has accomplished so much in the sport of boxing, a trainer of the year numerous times, the esteemed Eddie Reynoso. Eddie, thank you so much. Muchas gracias por estar con nosotros. Can you tell us, you guys could have picked anybody in the world to fight, but you decided to take on Jermell Charlo, the undisputed champion, super welterweight champion of the world at 154. ¿Por qué tienes el oponente de Jermell Charlo?
Simplemente porque es un campeón indiscutido, es un campeón de primer nivel, es un boxeador que ha venido demostrando grandes cosas y pues va a ser una gran pelea.
He said it's going to be a great fight. Jermell Charlo has proven and accomplished a lot in his career. He's a world-class fighter, and I think we get an excellent matchup. Now, Eddie, training here in the mountains, why did you guys decide to switch up training camps? ¿Por qué Canelo y el equipo están entrenando aquí en las montañas?
Pues porque llega el momento en que tienes que cambiar de campamentos. Estuvimos trabajando más de 5 años, 6 años en San Diego, nos fue muy bien, la verdad. Y ahora quisimos venir a trabajar a la altura. Aquí Lake Tahoe es una muy buena opción y nos hemos sentido bastante bien y aparte, pues oxigenarnos más.
Well, there are times in a career where you have to change things up from a training camp standpoint, and we spent 5 or 6 years in San Diego. We got some great results there. It was very good to us, but being here in Lake Tahoe, the altitude is very good for us, and we feel strong here, and it's just, it's been terrific to be here, in the mountains, in the altitude. Now, assuming Canelo gets the victory on Saturday, September 30th against Jermell Charlo, have you thought about what could be next? ¿Están pensando si Canelo puede ganar contra Jermell Charlo, si el oponente que quieren en mayo cuando Canelo va a regresar al cuadrilátero?
Pues sí, lo importante es ganar, vernos bien. Estamos trabajando muy fuerte, creo que tenemos que ganar la pelea por cualquiera de las dos vías y después de eso pues ver qué es lo que viene, pero Saúl está para pelear con el que sea.
Canelo's ready to fight whoever it might be, but right now we are squarely focused on Jermell Charlo, and we know that is going to be, that's our task coming up on September 30th, but, we're ready for whoever comes our way, following September 30th, but that is what we have our sights set on. And also, my final question to you, Eddie, Canelo is 33 years of age, he's been fighting since he was 16. In your perfect world, how much longer would you like to see him go? Canelo está peleando hasta los años de 17 años. ¿Cuánto más quieres en tu mente para Canelo empezar su carrera?
Pues mientras se mantenga disciplinado, mientras tenga el amor por su trabajo, por el boxeo, él puede estar peleando muchos años más. Tiene muy buena condición, está muy fuerte, no está golpeado, tiene mucha experiencia, tiene muy buenos reflejos. Él está realmente muy sano en todos los aspectos y mientras él se mantenga en el gimnasio, se mantenga enfocado en su trabajo, él puede estar peleando muchos años más.
Yeah, as long as Canelo keeps, with his focus being as he is, he hasn't taken much damage. He certainly has, quite a bit of energy, and as long as he has a love for the sport, Canelo can continue to fight for the next several years and just, continue in his career. So we will allow Eddie to train Canelo Alvarez. Eddie, muchas gracias. Nos vemos on September 30th. Eddie Reynoso, the esteemed trainer of Canelo Alvarez, as the Canelo Alvarez workout continues here on the Showtime Sports and PBC YouTube page. You're watching the Canelo Alvarez workout here as Canelo will square off against Jermell Charlo as he puts his undisputed super middleweight championships of the world on the line. That'll come your way on Showtime pay-per-view, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. Canelo Alvarez, a 4-division world champion, having picked up world titles at 154, 160, 168, and 175. Trained and managed by Eddie Reynoso, the 2021 Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year. Incidentally, he looks to become the first man during the 4-belt era to defend all 4 titles successfully 3 consecutive times. Became undisputed champion here at super middleweight with an 11th round TKO over Caleb Plant in November of 2021, a fight that you saw here on Showtime pay-per-view presented by Premier Boxing Champions. I mentioned the resume of Canelo Alvarez. Talk about a who's who in terms of world-class prize fighters. Gennady Golovkin twice, Shane Mosley, Erislandy Lara, the great Miguel Cotto, Sergey Kovalev, just to name a few. Also Caleb Plant, as I mentioned, with a record of 59 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins coming by way of knockout. Canelo looking for victory number 60 against Jermell Charlo. As we are watching Canelo get stretched out, he is here in the mountains of Lake Tahoe. Obviously, one thing, we know that fighters at times, they like to go into isolation and train at altitude, and certainly Canelo feels that it has been a benefit to him as he has changed up training camps from where he was previously at. As Eddie Reynoso, his trainer, told me moments ago that he was training for the past 5 or 6 years there in San Diego. They got some very good results, but now they have felt the need to change up training camps and be here in the mountains and have this isolation. But, you know, Canelo Alvarez, 33 years of age, and him and Jermell Charlo are going to make for one dynamic fight. You do not want to miss it. It all comes your way on Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view, as we will allow Canelo Alvarez to continue his workout here as he works out for the media and the fans watching around the world. September 30th is right around the corner. It is Showtime pay-per-view, Canelo and Charlo, a fight you do not want to miss.
Sí, con música. Huevos a la diario. A veces.
All right, so Canelo Alvarez getting stretched out, warmed up, obviously, as he prepares for his workout here, awaiting his matchup against Jermell Charlo on September 30th. He was talking with Eddie Reynoso. They want to pick out the proper musical playlist as Canelo will be here inside the ring, you know, as preparations are ongoing for his collision against Jermell Charlo. For Canelo Alvarez, looking to become the first man to successfully defend his undisputed super middleweight championships of the world 3 consecutive times in the 4-belt era. Canelo Alvarez, the first and only undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, a distinction he was able to obtain back in November of 2021 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And for Canelo Alvarez, a 4-division world champion, certainly looks to continue and further his legacy as he aims for his 60th win. And one thing about Canelo Alvarez is that, what I took away in my conversation with him is that, he loves the fact of being able to test himself against the world's best. And Jermell Charlo is among one of the best fighters on the planet, undisputed super welterweight champion of the world. That's what makes this fight, in my estimation, so compelling. You have undisputed versus undisputed. And I love when fighters love to test their skills against the world's best. Canelo has done that from the beginning of his career. The same can be said with Jermell Charlo. And obviously, Canelo, he is the favorite coming into this fight, but you cannot write off Jermell Charlo whatsoever. I think this is going to be a fantastic fight, one that I cannot wait to watch with the rest of the world. Cannot wait. I'm sure there's going to be such a buzz in Las Vegas. There's already energy around the world for this matchup. And I will just tell you, having seen Jermell Charlo on Monday and Canelo here today, both men are in outstanding physical shape. And I know that people are probably thinking, well, that's just promotional jargon. No, it's actually legitimate. You look at both guys, and they are in tip-top physical shape. If they had to fight on Saturday, they could probably do it and be ready to compete at this world-class level. One thing that Eddie Reynoso and Canelo talk about are levels to the sport, and they love the fact that Jermell is among the elite in the sport, and we will allow Canelo Alvarez's workout to continue here on the PBC and Showtime Sports YouTube page. The undisputed super middleweight champion of the world awaiting his showdown against Jermell Charlo Saturday, September 30th, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. Showtime pay-per-view presented by Premier Boxing Champions, promoted by TGB Promotions and Canelo Promotions.
¿Del spot tienes? A lo mejor está conectado el cuello.
Once again, you are watching the Canelo Alvarez workout. The undisputed super middleweight champion of the world will put his championships on the line against the undisputed super welterweight champion of the world, Jermell Charlo. Undisputed versus undisputed. Saturday, September 30th, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time on Showtime pay-per-view from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Tickets are going quickly. Limited tickets are available. You can get them at AXS.com, or you can tune in the comfort of your own home and watch it live on Showtime pay-per-view, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, presented by Premier Boxing Champions, promoted by TGB Promotions and Canelo Promotions, as Canelo Alvarez currently getting warmed up with jump rope. Here we are in the mountains of Lake Tahoe. Obviously, for Canelo, he felt, there are times, Eddie Reynoso exclaimed to me, there are moments when, as a prize fighter, you have to change up training camps, and they are very grateful of the time that they spend in San Diego. But, they said prior to his last fight, they were training in Guadalajara. They like that, training in the mountains, and they continue that. But here in this part of Lake Tahoe, and they believe that it is going to benefit them, training at altitude. And also, with Canelo, he mentioned that, yes, he does like, being in isolation for training camp. And he's 33 years of age, and, he looks extremely fresh. He looks in impeccable physical shape, and Canelo still has, a desire to compete at this extremely high world-class prize fighter level. And one item about it, and this is the absolute truth, he does not need to do this from a financial perspective. He is more than set for life with what he has been able to accomplish with fight purses and his world championships, a 4-division world champion. I mentioned about the litany of names that he has fought and shared the ring with and beaten. And as he looks ahead towards September 30th, for me, he's looking to potentially capture his 60th win. I mean, that is just astounding when you think about it. He's been fighting since he was 16 years of age, and now 17 years in the sport, and still has this desire, this passion to compete and fight at this high level. And that, and what I took away from in our conversation as he was getting his hands wrapped, is that he does want to prove that he's still the world's best pound for pound fighter. And also he thinks it's almost that there are moments where there could be a couple of guys that you could say are the world's best pound-for-pound fighter, because in all honesty, it is subjective, as we will allow Canelo Alvarez to continue to train here in the mountains of Lake Tahoe. It is Canelo Alvarez, Jermell, Charlo coming your way on Saturday, September 30th. The Canelo Alvarez workout continues here on the Showtime Sports and PBC social media pages.
¿No se pudo, hijo? No, entraste tú y se me desconectó a mí. Ya cerré donde está.
Saludos, compa Eddie. Ah. Yo aguanto todo.
Once again, you are tuned in to the Canelo Alvarez workout here. The undisputed super middleweight champion of the world will put his crown on the line against the undisputed super welterweight champion of the world from Houston, Texas, Jermell Charlo. It is Canelo versus Charlo, Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view. Eddie Reynoso singing a little bit, the esteemed trainer with Canelo Alvarez. Back we go with Canelo working out here on the PBC and Showtime Sports social media pages. Canelo and Charlo, Saturday, September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Ya voy a la mitad y más de la mitad. El domingo te lo voy a enseñar. ¿Eh? ¿Pollo?
¿Desde cuándo?
No, haciendo uno. Hay que meter. Se necesita tiempo. Tiempo y paciencia.
Paciencia y saliva.
Voy a matarle, le echa hijo.
¿Cuál será?
Yo la sé como ahí, mucha gana. Sí, agarraron una copita de eso.
¿Chayanne el cantante o el del pueblo? ¿Quién trae esa música? ¿Tú?
Es que, ¿cuál quieres?
Ponme de ese género, pues, corridos tumbados o bachata.
Peso pluma y cómo no.
Bachata. Ya te dije, dos opciones.
Pedro Pluma. Ganó la primera que salió. Bueno.
No, pues ¿cuál otra le iba a salir? No manches.
La de harinas, ¿la dijo? Sí, claro.
This is the Canelo Alvarez workout. The super middleweight champion of the world will put his world championships on the line against the undisputed super welterweight champion of the world, Jermell Charlo. Also want to let you all know that Phantom Events is showing the fight in movie theaters across the country. Check out phantomevents.com for that. Man, oh man, if you can't be in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena, the fact that you can go into a movie theater and check out Canelo and Charlo on Showtime pay-per-view. Check it out, phantomevents.com, in terms of where you can go and see Canelo and Charlo at your local movie theater with the sound just blaring, and you're going to feel like you're right there in Las Vegas. But nothing will top being in Las Vegas. You can get tickets, AXS.com, because it will be an electric night of boxing. Canelo Alvarez getting gloved up with his trainer, the 2021 Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year, Eddie Reynoso. Canelo Alvarez gets set to step inside the ring against Jermell Charlo, coming up on September 30th. It's presented by Premier Boxing Champions, promoted by TGB Promotions and Canelo Promotions. Undisputed versus Undisputed. What a year it has been for Premier Boxing Champions. Gervonta Davis with his victory over Ryan Garcia. Terrence Crawford with a big win over Errol Spence to become undisputed welterweight champion of the world. And now we have Undisputed versus Undisputed. Canelo Alvarez putting his world championships on the line against Jermell Charlo. It is the Canelo Alvarez workout as we are getting closer to Saturday, September 30th, Canelo and Charlo on Showtime pay-per-view. Plenty of power being displayed by Canelo Alvarez as he is working with his trainer Eddie Reynoso as they prepare for Jermell Charlo on Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view. You know the power that Charlo possesses. We know the power that Canelo possesses. Oh my goodness, what a matchup we are going to get in a few weeks' time at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The super middleweight champion of the world looking to defend his championship successfully 3 times. Never been done before in the 4-belt era here at 168. This is the Canelo Alvarez workout. The undisputed super middleweight champion of the world steps inside the ring. What's up?
40% power.
40% power is what Canelo is telling us. He said you're only seeing 40%. What's 100% going to look like, Canelo?
You're going to see September 30.
We're going to see September 30th, so says Canelo Alvarez, the super middleweight champion of the world. Well, if that's 40%, oh my goodness, you couldn't pay me enough money to be inside the ring with you with even at 40%. We'll allow Canelo Alvarez to continue to work out here. You are watching Canelo's workout, the super middleweight champion of the world, as he has his showdown with Jermell Charlo on Showtime pay-per-view.
sabe que está buena. Anda tirando. Vas a ser mía, me dijo. Un vato que tiene gano, pero hablando de corazón. Aquí, ya porque acabé. Se cayó eso. Hombros, hombros.
All right, so Canelo Alvarez is finished up his workout. And, Canelo, I got to tell you, as I'm watching you, train and prepare, I feel like this is, you look very lean. This is the fastest I've seen you in a while. Is that fair to say? Is that accurate? Because you look very fast. You look very agile on your feet, very elusive.
I don't know how I look, but I feel great. And I feel great, and I think it's one of my best camp I ever had, and I'm glad to be able to train 100% now with my left hand. You see a little bit.
Nice. I got a nice dose.
Yeah, you see a little bit, and that's made me feel confident, because when you in your 100%, you feel confident. When you train knowing your 100%, you in the fight is gonna be like not that confident you have every time, right? But right now I feel great. I feel in my 100%. I feel like a beast.
I feel like you're happy training, and there's like a look in your eye where you're enjoying every moment of training. Is that because you are totally healthy?
Yeah. You can see the vibes here, right? It's because I'm able to train 100%, and that made me feel made me feel great. That made me feel confident. That's all that matters. When you feel confident, it's everything.
Are there any changes to training because you're up here in the mountains and at altitude?
Just come and train here. We always prepare 100% wherever we are. But just train here is different. The altitude feel different. At the beginning, I can breathe very well, and right now I feel great. My body feel great, and all around is great. Being here in Truckee, California is just something amazing. I found a place what's made me feel happy and strong.
Now, when you looked at and saw Jermell Charlo during your press conferences in New York and LA, what did you take away from his size? Because people are saying, well, he's going up 2 weight classes. He's a very big super welterweight, and you could tell that I think he is, I think he's going to handle the weight well. What are your thoughts?
No, he's good for 168. He's big, and I did that before. So I jumped 2 weight classes, and I think when you are a great champion, it doesn't matter.
When you are the guy that everyone is trying to fight, how do you maintain that hunger during the course of your prize fighting career? You're not doing this for the money. You got money to last you, I don't know how many generations, but what motivates you?
I love boxing, and I love being involved in this kind of fights. Like this fight motivates me a lot because, you know, like I say, he and his brother talk a lot of things about me, and they don't believe about my skills, and that's motivate me. And right now, I'm glad to be involved in this kind of fights because I'm gonna show September 30 all my skills and show them why I'm here.
You always have elaborate and spectacular ring walks, ring entrances. Have you thought about what you're gonna do when you walk to the ring? Who might walk you out? Can you give us a little preview of what we can expect on September 30th?
We can say anything. Just maybe a couple days before the fight, we say something, but it's gonna be something amazing. The Mexicans need to feel so proud about it.
Do you want to go at points, because during your career, at every point of a fight, you want to go toe-to-toe with your opponent? Is that what you're hoping to do against Jermell Charlo at some point during the fight on September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view?
I don't know what kind of boxing bring that night, to be honest. I don't know if he's gonna go forward or he's gonna move, but I don't care too, because I fight with a lot of styles, and I have the experience to adapt myself to every style. So and now I feel like a beast, so I can do everything in the ring, and I can adapt myself to any style.
What are you hoping to show the world on September 30th when you take on Jermell Charlo, Undisputed versus Undisputed?
You know, it's going to be a great fight because he has a lot of skill. It's going to be a great fight, but I expect a big win for Mexico.
If you could give a message to Jermell Charlo and he's watching this, what do you want to tell him?
No, nothing. Just I know he's training very well. He's gonna eat it for sure. And I see him September 30.
Your prediction for that night?
I'm gonna win. I don't know how, but I'm gonna win. Knockout or decision, but I'm gonna win.
Canelo, always appreciate it. Good luck. We look forward to seeing you over the next few weeks. Cannot wait for September 30th, you against Jermell Charlo.
Me too. Thank you.
Canelo Alvarez joining us. That'll do it from right here in Lake Tahoe. We will see you as we get ready for Fight Week. Canelo Alvarez, as we go ahead, the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. You do not want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. What a night we are going to have. It is Canelo and Charlo on Showtime pay-per-view, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, presented by Premier Boxing Champions, promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions. We'll see you in Fight Week in Las Vegas.
Thank you. It's about pride. It's about legacy.
I want to make history in boxing. That's why I'm here.
When you want to win something this big, you got to risk it all.
But I'm ready, and I prepare myself for a different kind of fight.
My whole career has been about chasing Canelo.
Undisputed versus Undisputed.
Welcome, class. Do you guys know the theme of the book? The theme is the NFL on CBS streams live on Paramount Plus.
That's not the theme of the book.
Josh?
Hi, class.
That's Josh Allen.
What Tony meant to say was the NFL on CBS streams live on Paramount Plus.
That's exactly what he just said.
What does this have to do with English lit?
Because the NFL on CBS streaming live on Paramount Plus is lit.
Feels good to make a difference, Tony.